There's a spice in your kitchen cabinet that has been studied more than almost any other natural substance on Earth. Over 15,000 scientific papers have been published about it. Researchers are investigating it for cancer, Alzheimer's disease, heart disease, diabetes, depression, and arthritis. Pharmaceutical companies have spent billions trying to synthesize its key molecule, yet most people simply sprinkle it on their food without a second thought. It has been used in India for over 4,000 years. Ancient Ayurvedic texts called it the golden goddess. Warriors applied it to wounds. Brides covered their skin with it. Monks dyed their robes with it. And now, 21st century scientists are discovering why this ancient spice may be one of the most powerful natural compounds ever found. This is turmeric, and the molecule inside it, called curcumin, is rewriting our understanding of food as medicine. The story of turmeric begins in the tropical forests of South Asia. For millennia, it was more than a spice. It was medicine, cosmetic, dye, and sacred offering combined. Ayurvedic practitioners prescribed it for digestive problems, skin conditions, respiratory infections, and joint pain. Traditional Chinese medicine adopted it for similar purposes. The spice spread along ancient trade routes to the Middle East and Africa. Arab traders brought it to Europe in the 13th century. Marco Polo wrote about it with fascination, comparing it to saffron. But while the West saw it as an exotic curiosity, Asian cultures continued using it as foundational medicine. Indian households to this day apply turmeric paste to cuts and bruises. Turmeric milk, known as golden milk, is given to children fighting infections. Newlyweds in Hindu ceremonies are adorned with turmeric as a symbol of purity and prosperity. For most of modern history, Western medicine ignored these traditions. That changed in the 1970s when researchers began isolating and studying the compounds inside this golden root. What they found sparked a scientific revolution that continues today. Turmeric belongs to the ginger family Zingiberaceae. Its scientific name is Curcuma longa. The plant is native to the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. It requires warm temperatures, heavy rainfall, and well-drained soil. India produces over 80% of the world's turmeric supply. The plant grows about 3 feet tall with large, broad leaves. Underground, it produces thick rhizomes that branch in finger-like projections. These rhizomes are the part used as spice and medicine. When cut open, they reveal a brilliant orange-yellow color that stains everything it touches. Harvesting occurs when the plant dies back after about 9 months of growth. The rhizomes are boiled, dried, and ground into the familiar golden powder. Fresh turmeric root is also used in cooking and traditional medicine. The distinctive color comes from compounds called curcuminoids. These pigments are responsible for turmeric's vivid appearance and most of its biological activity. The chemistry of turmeric centers on a group of related molecules called curcuminoids. 3 main curcuminoids exist in turmeric. Curcumin is the most abundant and most studied, comprising about 77% of the curcuminoid content. Dimethoxycurcumin and bis-dimethoxycurcumin make up the remainder. Curcumin is the molecule that has captured scientific attention worldwide. Its chemical structure gives it remarkable properties. The molecule can donate electrons, making it a powerful antioxidant. It can interact with dozens of different molecular targets in cells. This promiscuity is both its strength and its challenge. Unlike most drugs that target one specific pathway, curcumin affects many simultaneously. It modulates inflammatory enzymes like COX2 and LOX. It influences transcription factors that control gene expression. It interacts with growth factors, protein kinases, and cellular receptors. This broad activity profile explains why curcumin shows effects in so many different disease models. However, curcumin has a significant limitation. Its bioavailability is extremely poor. When you eat turmeric, very little curcumin actually reaches your bloodstream. The molecule is poorly absorbed, rapidly metabolized, and quickly eliminated. This has led to intense research on improving curcumin delivery. Combining it with piperine from black pepper increases absorption by 2,000%. Lipid-based formulations, nanoparticles, and specialized extracts have been developed. These enhanced preparations are changing what is possible with curcumin supplementation. When curcumin successfully enters the body, its effects are remarkably wide-ranging. The most documented action is anti-inflammatory activity. Chronic inflammation underlies countless diseases, from arthritis to heart disease to cancer. Curcumin blocks multiple inflammatory pathways simultaneously. It inhibits NF-κB, a master switch that controls inflammatory gene expression. It reduces production of inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and interleukins. It suppresses enzymes that create inflammatory prostaglandins and leukotrienes. In clinical trials, curcumin has reduced inflammation markers in patients with various conditions. Some studies show effects comparable to anti-inflammatory drugs but without the side effects. Beyond inflammation, curcumin demonstrates powerful antioxidant properties. It neutralizes free radicals directly through its chemical structure, but it also boosts the body's own antioxidant defenses. Curcumin increases production of glutathione, the master antioxidant. It enhances activity of antioxidant enzymes like superoxide dismutase. The brain seems particularly responsive to curcumin. The compound crosses the blood-brain barrier. It increases brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a growth hormone for neurons. Low BDNF levels are linked to depression and Alzheimer's disease. Curcumin also reduces amyloid plaque formation in animal models of Alzheimer's. Epidemiological studies note that India has among the lowest rates of Alzheimer's disease worldwide. Some researchers attribute this to lifelong turmeric consumption. Cardiovascular effects have also been documented. Curcumin improves endothelial function, the lining of blood vessels. It reduces LDL oxidation, a key step in atherosclerosis development. One study found curcumin as effective as exercise at improving vascular function. The pharmaceutical industry has taken intense interest in curcumin. Hundreds of clinical trials have been conducted or are underway. Cancer research has been particularly active. Laboratory studies show curcumin affecting multiple hallmarks of cancer. It inhibits cancer cell proliferation, induces apoptosis, and prevents metastasis. Animal studies have shown tumor reduction in various cancer types. Human trials have begun for colorectal, pancreatic, breast, and prostate cancers. Results are preliminary but intriguing. Curcumin appears most promising as an adjunct to conventional cancer treatment rather than a standalone therapy. Arthritis represents another major research area. Rheumatoid arthritis and osteoarthritis both involve inflammation. Several clinical trials have compared curcumin to anti-inflammatory drugs. Some show comparable pain reduction with fewer gastrointestinal side effects. Patients report improved function and reduced swelling. Depression has emerged as a surprising area of curcumin research. Multiple randomized controlled trials have examined curcumin for major depressive disorder. Several found curcumin effective, sometimes comparable to antidepressant medications. The mechanism may involve increased BDNF levels and serotonin pathway effects. Metabolic syndrome and diabetes are also under investigation. Curcumin improves insulin sensitivity in some studies. It may help regulate blood sugar and reduce complications of diabetes. Liver disease, inflammatory bowel disease, and eye conditions are additional research frontiers. The breadth of investigation reflects curcumin's multi-target mechanism. However, no curcumin-based pharmaceutical has yet received FDA approval. The poor bioavailability and multi-target nature make drug development challenging. The cosmetic and skincare industry has enthusiastically embraced turmeric. Traditional use for skin beautification spans thousands of years. Indian brides undergo haldi ceremonies where turmeric paste covers their entire body. This tradition is based on observed benefits for skin radiance and clarity. Modern cosmetic science has validated several traditional claims. Curcumin's antioxidant properties protect skin from free radical damage. UV radiation and pollution generate oxidative stress that accelerates skin aging. By neutralizing these effects, turmeric may slow visible aging. The anti-inflammatory properties help with various skin conditions. Acne involves bacterial infection and inflammation. Curcumin demonstrates both antibacterial and anti-inflammatory effects relevant to acne. Eczema and psoriasis involve inflammatory immune responses. Topical turmeric preparations have shown benefit in small studies. Wound healing is another traditional application with modern support. Curcumin enhances collagen deposition and tissue remodeling. It reduces scarring in animal models of wound repair. Hyperpigmentation and uneven skin tone respond to turmeric in some studies. Curcumin inhibits tyrosinase, the enzyme producing melanin. This could help fade dark spots and brighten complexion. However, turmeric's intense yellow color presents challenges. Improper formulations can temporarily stain skin. Commercial products are carefully designed to deliver benefits without discoloration. Face masks, serums, cleansers, and moisturizers featuring turmeric have proliferated. The golden ingredient has become a staple of natural skincare. The global turmeric market has exploded in recent decades. Worldwide production exceeds 1.2 million tons annually. India remains the dominant producer and also the largest consumer. As a spice, turmeric flavors curries, rice dishes, and countless Asian cuisines. The supplement industry represents the fastest-growing market segment. Curcumin supplements generate over $1 billion in annual sales. product forms include capsules, tablets, powders, liquids, and gummies. Enhanced bioavailability formulations command premium prices. The food industry uses turmeric as a natural colorant. It provides yellow color to mustards, cheeses, butters, and processed foods. It replaces artificial dyes in products marketed as natural. The beverage industry has created entire product categories around turmeric. Golden milk lattes appear on coffee shop menus worldwide. Turmeric shots and wellness drinks line grocery store shelves. The cosmetic industry incorporates turmeric into thousands of products. Market growth continues at double-digit percentages. Annually, this demand has strained supply chains. Adulteration with cheaper substances has become a concern. Lead-based dyes have been found in some turmeric supplies. Quality testing and supply chain verification have become critical. Organic and fair trade certified turmeric commands growing market share. The volume of scientific research on turmeric and curcumin is staggering. No other dietary compound has been studied so extensively. PubMed lists over 15,000 publications mentioning curcumin. New studies appear almost daily across multiple disciplines. This research intensity reflects genuine biological activity. Curcumin is not a placebo. It produces measurable effects in laboratory, animal, and human studies. However, the clinical picture remains complex. Many human trials have been small, short, or methodologically limited. Results vary depending on the curcumin formulation used. Standard turmeric powder delivers very little bioavailable curcumin. Enhanced formulations with improved absorption show more consistent effects. Meta-analyses have reached different conclusions depending on which studies they include. Some find clear benefits for inflammation, pain, and metabolic markers. Others conclude that evidence remains insufficient for definitive claims. The scientific consensus is that curcumin shows genuine promise. It is not a miracle cure for everything, despite some marketing claims, but it appears to offer real benefits for inflammation, possibly for cognition, and potentially for multiple chronic diseases. More large-scale, well-designed trials using standardized bioavailable formulations are needed. The next decade of research will likely clarify curcumin's true therapeutic potential. Effective curcumin supplementation requires attention to formulation. Standard turmeric powder contains about 3% curcuminoids. A teaspoon of turmeric provides roughly 150 milligrams of curcumin. Due to poor absorption, very little reaches systemic. Circulation. Clinical studies typically use 500 to 2,000 milligrams of curcumin daily. This requires concentrated extracts rather than culinary turmeric. Enhanced absorption formulations are essential for therapeutic effects. Curcumin combined with piperine is the simplest approach. Black pepper extract providing 5 to 20 milligrams of piperine significantly boosts absorption. Lipid-based formulations dissolve curcumin in fats for better uptake. Phytosome technology binds curcumin to phospholipids. Nanoparticle and micelle formulations create tiny absorbable particles. These enhanced products can increase absorption by 10 to 50 times or more. Effects may take several weeks to become noticeable. Curcumin is not a rapid-acting compound. Consistent daily use over 4 to 8 weeks is typically needed. Taking curcumin with meals containing fat improves absorption. Turmeric and curcumin have excellent safety profiles when used appropriately. Culinary use has thousands of years of documented safety. Populations consuming turmeric daily show no adverse effects. Supplemental curcumin has been studied in clinical trials at high doses. Doses up to 8,000 milligrams daily have been used without serious toxicity. However, high doses commonly cause digestive upset. Nausea, diarrhea, and stomach discomfort occur in some users. Starting with lower doses and increasing gradually helps minimize these effects. Certain populations should exercise caution. Curcumin has blood-thinning properties. People taking anticoagulant medications should consult their doctor. Discontinuing curcumin before surgery is advisable. Gallbladder disease may be worsened by curcumin. The compound stimulates bile production. Those with gallstones or bile duct obstruction should avoid high-dose supplementation. Curcumin may lower blood sugar. Diabetics taking medication should monitor for hypoglycemia. Iron absorption may be reduced by curcumin. People with iron deficiency should take curcumin away from iron-containing meals. Pregnancy safety has not been established for supplemental doses. Culinary amounts are considered safe. High-dose supplements should be avoided during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Turmeric supplementation is appropriate for most healthy adults. Those seeking anti-inflammatory support may benefit most. Joint pain, muscle soreness, and recovery from exercise are common reasons for use. Adults with metabolic concerns may find curcumin helpful. Research suggests benefits for blood sugar regulation and cardiovascular markers. Those interested in cognitive support represent another major user group. The potential for brain health maintenance attracts many older adults. Middle-aged and elderly individuals may see the most benefit. These populations face the highest burden of inflammatory and degenerative conditions. Younger adults can use turmeric safely but may notice fewer dramatic effects. Athletes and fitness enthusiasts use curcumin for recovery and inflammation management. Some evidence supports reduced muscle damage and faster recovery. Children can safely consume culinary turmeric. Supplemental curcumin in children lacks sufficient safety data. Pediatric use should involve healthcare provider guidance. Individuals with serious medical conditions should consult physicians. Curcumin is not a substitute for proven medical treatments. It may complement conventional therapy, but should not replace it. Turmeric stands as perhaps the most remarkable example of ancient wisdom meeting modern science. For 4,000 years, traditional healers prescribed this golden root.